We've been checking in on the job approval ratings of a lot of these head coaches. We've been making our way around the SEC. Now we've made our way around the Big Ten. And I wanted to start in quintessential Big Ten country, Los Angeles, California, of course. And I wanted to talk about Lincoln Riley. How do you think the USC fan base would grade the job approval of of Lincoln Riley right now? Because I would say C-. Is that too harsh? Do we think it's too? I guarantee you, I know some USC fans, and they think I'm being kind with C-. So I just think that fan base, the older fan base, the fan base that understands USC as a national title, like bona fide top 3, top 4 caliber program, those people are not going to bend on their standards. They shouldn't bend on their standards. The situation out there is well understood. When it comes to Lincoln Riley, USC, the USC fan base, it is a playoff or bust season. It should be a playoff or bust season. He is gone 11-3, 8-5, 7-6, 9-4. And that fan base probably looks at that and says, that's not good enough. 5 years in, it's not terrible, but it's not good enough. We didn't hire you to not be terrible. We hired you to be what you were offensively at Oklahoma and figure out defense. That's what we thought we were getting. We thought we were getting a guy at the dawn of the NIL era that was going to come in here and take advantage of all that Los Angeles has to offer. Oh, and by the way, then we tossed you into the premier conference, if not a 1A to the 1B premier conference with the SEC in college football, and you've done what with that? By our standards, you've done nothing so far. Here's the situation. We're giving you another year. And if you make the playoffs this year, all's right with the world. If Gary Patterson works out as our defensive coordinator, all's right with the world. They haven't given up on him, but that also doesn't mean they're going to grade him on some curve. It's not that way. It's not like some people talk about Nebraska sometimes as, well, you can't hold Nebraska to their mid-90s standards. If you feel that way, you feel that way. I can 1,000% hold USC to their early 2000 standards. I can 1,000% hold USC to my Coach McKay 1970s vintage standards, because nothing's changed about the landscape of the sport to where USC should have to take a back seat. Nothing's happened. If anything, the sport has come further into USC's wheelhouse. So the recruiting classes look good. The roster this year is as good as they've had it. I think the C- grade is right now, but that's also a fan base grading Lincoln Riley to C- that would love to bump him up to B+ or A-. Got to give him a reason. I'd give Dan Lanning an A-. Job approval rating for Dan Lanning at Oregon amongst the fan base there, I'd say is an A-. Here's what's going to happen in the comment section. A bunch of people are going to come in and ask, what does he want? It's the same people every time. They're not Oregon fans, though. They're not. Dan Lanning's crime is he has failed to clear the highest hurdles that this sport has to offer. A couple of high hurdles he hasn't cleared. Everything else he's cleared. This is one of the premier programs in college football. Okay? So I'm giving him an A- because that's what I think the Oregon fan base feels. The Oregon fan base looks and says, no, we did not love what happened against Indiana last year either time. We didn't love what Ohio State did to us in the Rose Bowl the year before. Those are eventual national championship teams. Didn't love that we couldn't beat the national champs. Everything else we love. We love the talent we're getting, and we figure if the talent keeps rolling through here like this, eventually it'll happen. Maybe it'll be this year, because I think this is his best shot to win a title thus far at Oregon. But the criticism of Lanning almost exclusively, at least from what I've noticed, comes outside the Oregon fan base. Inside the Oregon fan base, it's not that they view him as perfect, but they view him as a really, really good head coach with the ability to one day be a great head coach. That's the way I view him, by the way. So, A-. It's a different story in Madison, Wisconsin. Hey guys, do me one favor. Check and see if you're subscribed to the channel. If you are, great. If you're not, it's that easy. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't sign you up for anything. It just helps us do the show this way forever. All right, back to the clip. Hate to say it, but at Wisconsin, I think the fan base would grade Luke Fickell at a D right now. I can't believe that's the headline this many years in. But it is. They just got off on the wrong foot. It's like the wood's been wet and it's never dried out. And they've tried to lighten it every year, and a lot of it has to do with how snake-bitten they've been at quarterback. Tyler Van Dyke, he's going to be the answer. No, he's not. He's hurt. Billy Edwards, he's going to be the answer. No, he's not. He's hurt. They've entered conference play a couple of years in a row now. Quarterback's done. And as a result, the records have gone backwards, 7-6 to 5-7 to 4-8. And this year's a big portal year, and I have no idea what to expect. Last year they had a brutal schedule too, so at least it lightens up slightly this year. But, I say all that, and then they open with Notre Dame. So at least it's in Green Bay. I think I don't know what you're looking at right now. I mean, what would you look at? Potential maybe? But that's after year one you can talk like that. This is going into year 4, guys. And Wisconsin football, I mean, they were not a national title contender per se under Paul Chryst or before that. But, man, they were a much more solid program than it is right now. And I'm shocked I'm saying that. I did not expect to be saying that 4 years in. So I'd put it at a D right now, like maybe a C minus at its very best. But I don't know how you'd get up that high right now. And then at Minnesota, it's the exact opposite. P.J. Fleck is just, I think, a solid B-graded head coach amongst his fan base. You could sell me on B+ if you had a chunk of the Minnesota fan base that says, look, we're not sitting here expecting to beat Ohio State. Here's what we want to do. We want to have a shot every few years to pop a 9-win season on you, but we want to float consistently, averaging 8 wins per year and win bowl games. That is P.J. Fleck. That is what he's done. He's entering his 10th season, by the way, which is insane, at Minnesota. They've had a winning record every year since 2018, aside from the COVID year, which I'm told didn't even happen. So every year above 500, 7-0 in bowl games, 8+ wins 4 of their last 5 years. I am now actively recruiting for the University of Minnesota. He's done a really good job there. Did they get dusted by the Ohio States of the world or Oregon or whatnot? Yes, there is a canyon's difference between Minnesota, the class of Minnesota football, and the best in the country. What head coach is going up there, short of Kurt Cignetti, I guess? What head coach is going up there and changing that dynamic right now? I'm not sure there is one. So P.J. Fleck's done a really good job there. I think he gets a B. FanDuel, exclusive odds provider of the show, new market out right now. It's called the Advanced 2 market. The old ATM, Jesse. It can be that for you. If you play your cards right, it can be that for you. Here is what this looks like. Of course, if you go to the college football tab right now, you would see national title odds. You would see conference title odds. There's some games that you can wager. You can wager over-unders on teams for win total. But FDM, FanDuel Mike, hit us up the other day and said, hey, we have got a new market. This is the first time we've ever done this. It's called an Advanced 2 market. What that looks like is if you pick Notre Dame, for example, there are odds that Notre Dame makes it to the quarterfinal, makes it to the semifinal, makes it to the national championship game. And so, like, if you've got a feel on a team, let's say you think Penn State's going to make the playoff, and you think they're going to make it mainly because of their schedule. So you don't think they're going to make the national title game, but you think that they could win a game. You can go bet that right now. You can go bet that. I don't know what number you're going to get, but you can go bet that. So this is what we've been pushing them for. More and more markets, more and more options. It used to be you got none and had to like it, immunity. And then it was where maybe 2 or 3 things. You get Heisman, national title. There are a ton of options on there now.